Hey, what's up YouTube? Preparation precedes power. On this video, I'm going to share with you how to become more prepared so that you have more power in your financial life. We're going to discuss sinking funds. We're going to talk about the 3 reasons to save and how much you should save. We're going to talk about savings versus investing, and then stay tuned to the end because I'm going to talk to you about making sure that you don't build your house upside down. My name is Paris Clough, and this is Financial Self-Reliance. On this channel, we talk about the mindsets and the skill sets of the wealthy so that we can help you learn how to manage, protect, and grow your assets. If that sounds like the kind of channel and the kind of community you want to be a part of, go ahead and click like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of the videos that I produce. All right, first let's talk about the 3 reasons to save. The first reason is a short-term reason. The second reason is midterm reasons, and the third reason is long-term reasons. Short-term things are the things that you're going to buy in the next 30, 60, or 90 days. A lot of people call these sinking funds. For example, if you're going to buy a new TV and the TV costs $500 and you've budgeted to set aside $100, you know that in 5 months you're going to be able to buy that TV cash rather than put it on a credit card and pay $100 and end up having to pay $600 because you have to pay interest. So the idea for a sinking fund is to save the money first and then buy the item. Imagine that. Whether your sinking fund is for a TV or a vacation, it's important to set a goal and know exactly what it's for, and then set an account that you're putting money into that account every month. So when the time arrives for you to either go on that vacation, or when the time arrives that you've actually got enough money to purchase the item that you're saving for, you'll be able to buy it with cash. It's so much more rewarding when you buy things with cash. I'd love to hear some of the things you're saving for. What are you setting up sinking funds for? Drop a comment below and let me know some of the things that you're saving up for that you want to be able to buy with cash. And the second reason to save is midterm reasons. This is more of your emergency fund, your opportunity fund. This is something that you set aside in case anything comes up or in case anything happens. So these types of things could be emergencies or they could be opportunities. So the last reason to save is for long-term needs. Long-term needs are anything that's going to be more than 10 years away. For a lot of people, that's retirement. For a lot of people, that might be saving up to put your kids through college or to help pay for kids in general. Or maybe it's buying a house. Whatever your long-term goals are, you're going to want to put aside money. One of the most important long-term goals that all of us should have is being able to retire with enough money to make it last. So making sure that you're setting aside money for all of those purposes can be a daunting task. So let's talk a little bit about how much money you should put into each one of these funds. My recommendation is that for short-term accounts, you just take enough money that you're going to be able to buy something in the next 3 to 6 months. So if you know that something costs $1,000 and you want to buy it in 5 months or 6 months, just set aside $200 or so and you'll know you'll be able to buy it within that short period of time. Midterm things should be more like your emergency fund. An emergency fund should be anywhere from 3 to 6 months of your expenses. And I would start with your fixed expenses first. I created a video regarding how to set up a proper emergency fund. You can watch that here. But the most important thing with midterm accounts is to make sure that you have enough money to get you by in case an emergency comes up, whether that's a flat tire or whether that's job loss. Once that midterm account is full, you don't need to put any more money into it. You can actually take the money you were putting in that and contribute to your short-term accounts to be able to buy those things faster, or contribute to your long-term accounts to make sure you arrive at your long-term goals on time and with enough money to make them last. My recommendation for long-term savings is about 10% of your income at a minimum. So let's say you're making $50,000 a year. I would highly recommend putting $5,000 of that, which is 10%, towards your retirement. That makes sure that you at least get to retirement at the regular retirement age on time. But if you have a goal to get there a little bit early, you're going to want to put 20 or 30, or some people put 50 to 70% of their income into the long-term savings so they can retire early. If that's your goal, just make sure that you're budgeting properly for it. If you've gotten any value out of this video so far, go ahead and click the like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel and it helps to get this video out in the YouTube algorithm. Now, another thing I want to really help differentiate here is savings versus investing, because a lot of people will tell me that they're investing and then they show me a savings account. That doesn't make any sense because savings accounts actually earn different tax rates. Savings accounts have much lower rates of return. So it is important to save money and have money in savings because that's your liquid money. That's the money you can get at right away if you need it. That's the money you want to set aside for your short-term and your midterm goals, because you don't want to have an emergency and have a big long process to get your money. And I highly recommend a high yield savings account. I actually have 2 high yield savings accounts that I recommend. I'll put a link in the description below and I'll put a card above so that you can click on the playlist for those particular high yield savings accounts, because they're really good and I highly recommend them. Investing is something that you're going to be able to do long term. It's something that you're putting money into that's going to have a rate of return that's going to be higher than 1 or 2 or 3%. And you're going to actually have it involved in stocks. You can invest in businesses. You can invest in gold and silver. You can invest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. You can invest in stocks and bonds and mutual funds and ETFs. So investing is a different thing. When you tell me you're investing money and you show me a savings account, that's not how it works. When you're investing money, you're investing in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, cryptocurrencies, businesses, things like that. ETFs, things like that are going to give you a greater rate of return and actually have more favorable tax treatment as well. All right, so I promised you I would share with you how to not build your house upside down. What I mean by that is that imagine your financial house. Imagine your financial situation is a home. You have to lay a foundation first. So the foundation of that house is going to be having a strong budget, or what I like to call a cash flow accountability program. You got to know how much money's coming in, and you have to know how much money's going out. And you have to have a positive cash flow. What that means is you have more money coming in than what's going out. If you don't have a positive cash flow, or your cash flow is even, you need to take my 30-day challenge in order to help you increase your positive cash flow so that you can get to a point where you can start saving and investing and getting the things necessary that you need. The next thing after budgeting is once you get a positive cash flow, you want to make sure that you have a strong emergency fund. You want to have that cushion. You want to be able to have enough money should anything happen to you that you're going to be taken care of, and you don't have to worry. If you lose your job for 2 or 3 months, you don't have to worry because you have cash set aside to be able to pay your bills during that period of time until you find a new job. If you have a tire blowout or a car breakdown, you have enough money to be able to pay for that with cash, not have to dip into a credit card or your investments to be able to pay for those things, because you have that good, strong cushion to keep you protected through those times. The next thing is managing debt. After you've created a solid budget, when you have a positive cash flow, manage, reduce, or eliminate the debt that you have as soon as possible. Consumer debt or unsecured debt should be eliminated right away, and then secured debt or long-term debt can be managed and maintained as long as you're maintaining your payments on time. And I have another video on good debt versus bad debt, so you should watch that one as well. Next, I would say that if you're going to build a house, you want to put up some good, strong walls. Those walls keep you protected. Having proper insurance, whether that's life insurance, health insurance, or disability insurance, is critical. We never know what life's going to throw at us, so it's important to have good insurance, especially if you own a home and especially if you drive a car. You've got to have the right kind of insurance. I also will put into there life insurance. Life insurance is a critical part of your portfolio. Everyone needs to have life insurance, especially if they're considering being married and having children in the future. If you want to have a family at some point, I recommend you get life insurance as soon as possible. The sooner you get it, the cheaper it is, and the better rates you'll have. I promise it'll be worth it if you get it sooner than later. And finally, what you want to do is put that roof on with good investment strategies. Good long-term either business strategies that you're going to create your own business to create more income, or whether you're going to invest in ETFs or funds or stocks or cryptocurrencies. Whatever your investment strategies is, that's the roof. That's the last thing that goes into play on your financial house. All too many people will see an investment like a cryptocurrency and they'll see it go double and triple and 10 times and 10x and 20x, and they'll say, oh my gosh, I got to get all my money in there, and they'll YOLO all their money into this investment hoping that it's going to go to the moon, only to find out that they lose everything and they have no money for budgeting, they have no money for getting out of debt, they have no money left over for insurance, and they have no money left over for doing the things that they absolutely need to have done, like paying rent or other things that are in their life. So it's important when you're building your house, don't get caught up in the hype and YOLO all your money into some investment that you haven't really studied or researched. Too many people, what they'll do is they'll YOLO all their money into an investment before they've figured out a budget, before they figured out an emergency fund, before they've managed and reduced or even have a plan to get out of debt. And if they're not doing that, they definitely may not have any life insurance, health insurance, car insurance, homeowners insurance, renter's insurance, or any other kind of insurance to help protect against loss. That's a surefire way to have the odds against you in building a strong financial picture and a financial future. I highly recommend that you start with that strong foundation, get a budget, build an emergency fund, manage and reduce and eliminate your debt, at least get a plan to do that. Get the proper protection that you need through insurance, and then start investing. Then build your business. Then go out and start putting money into the market to be able to do some things and to earn some money. And make sure that you set a plan to get to retirement on time. Set a goal to retire at 65 to 67, and then develop your plan as to how much money you're going to invest to make sure you get there by calculating your financial independence number. Once you've set your plan in place to retire on time, then is the time to make sure that you work towards retiring a little bit early, saving a little bit more, investing a little bit more, putting a little bit more into the market so that that money will compound and you'll be able to have the balance that you need sooner than 65 or sooner than 67. So here's what I highly recommend you do. Learn how to manage your money, and then go learn how to earn more money. Once you've learned how to earn more money, build your house from the bottom up. Don't build it from the top down. Thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.